All right. This will be a very short video. We'll revisit our Flint, Michigan video where we talk with Mark Edwards. And I think it's a very important video because a lot of the mainstream media has been using these scare tactics to scare residents in Flint and all over the world on this water crisis. And the real truth isn't being put out there. And you have people on Facebook sharing, the post about Flint still does not have clean water, and which might be true, but that is not telling the whole story. So this video is to kind of start a chat series I want to do, and also we will be covering some of the major points of that video I think everyone needs to watch. So there's a Shigella outbreak in Flint. And as you see here, it's from October 4th of this year. It says right here, 85 cases in the county where Flint is in. Now, it says that this outbreak is very contagious. And there are about 500,000 cases of illness each year. And the symptoms include diarrhea, fever, and abdominal pain, and usually last a week, although it may take several months for people's bowel habits to return to normal after infection. Now, common sense tells us that diarrhea can basically causes dehydration. And if people are scared to wash up in the water, they're definitely going to be scared to drink the water. So you have this Shigella outbreak, which is spread through contact with fecal matter. People can become infected if they eat food or touch surfaces that have been contaminated with Shigella. Careful hand washing with soap and water can reduce the spread of the disease. But residents of Flint may have changed their hand washing habits as a result of the city's water crisis. CNN reported in 2014, the city changed the source of its water supply, and that change resulted in an increase in the water's levels of lead. Exposure to this lead may have caused health problems, including rashes, hair loss, blah, blah, blah. So here it's telling you that this bacteria has spread through contact with fecal matter and eating food and touching surfaces that have been contaminated. And this widespread fear that we cannot wash our hands and we cannot use the water is dangerous. It's us playing into the fear-based media hands and making the situation worse than it already is, which is why that video has to be viewed in its entirety. Now, if we go to the Michigan governor page and the tips on drinking lead, not drinking lead, if you have lead in your homes, you'll see that tips to keep your home safe from lead. Now, this is if you have lead in your home. Now, they're telling you in the bathroom, because if you have it filtered, you should have a lead filter in your sink, in your kitchen sink. But it says if you use filtered water to brush your kids' teeth. Now, if you watch the video I did with Mark Edwards, and by the way, he's a leading scientist in the world. He has a lot of credentials. It was the reason he was chosen. And if you remember correctly, he exposed the Flint crisis in the beginning. He's the one that did the research and the studies. And now he's the main one advocating that, through the sampling that they've done, though in a small amount, that there's been progress made and that it's monitored. So it says adults can use unfiltered tap water to brush their teeth. Now in the video, he says you can even brush your teeth with this water as long as you don't swallow it. He says you can bathe in the water, you can do whatever, except swallow the water. But if you have rashes, if you have different things like that appearing on your body due to the water, then of course, you should seek other means of using water as far as washing up and brushing your teeth. So it says you can use unfiltered water to shower or bathe, but don't allow water to get in the kids' mouths. Studies reviewed by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show that parents can continue bathing their children in the tub, but bath time should be used for bathing only, rather than allowing children to play in the water. Lead would not cause rashes or other skin problems. However, if chlorine or other cleaners are high in the water, it may cause itchy skin. So clearly they're telling you that you can bathe in the water, bathing only, shower, just to not get it in the kids' mouths. But through this mainstream media, mainstream media, and I guess you can say film, but Michael Moore, different people, they're propagating this this illusion of fear that it's kind of like an apocalypse, or it's kind of, it reminds you kind of like those movies where people are just they don't know what to do, basically. And even with Facebook Live coming, however you may feel about it, the Facebook coming with the fake news things and different things like that. Not saying they're reporting fake news, but it's kind of along the lines. We have to begin to think for ourselves. We have to begin to do our own research. So that's the reason that I created this channel. So, like I said, this was a short video, and it's just to show you the importance of the interview, and that he is a credible source. And when we begin to look into things for ourselves and not just follow what's on the Facebook and what everyone is posting and just liking it just to be a part of the in crowd or because it's trendy, you'll see that common sense or common knowledge of things even during a crisis, it can be beneficial. Even if we're in a frantic state or something like that, we still have to think rationally. So that's going to do it for this video. And leave comments and rate the video and subscribe. Thank you.